We're almost there. We're almost out of Bulk City. Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely a case for why you don't buy boxes. This is more of a burden now than it's more of a burden than a benefit, yeah. It's a liability. Too many cards, nobody to play with, but we'll see if we can change that. We'll build some decks and we'll give them out. Okay, we're gonna have a drink. Let's open this stupid. I've been holding on to this pack of Uprising in its pack for so long. I don't even have a pile for Draconic actions. Let's put Draconic, let's just put them with the Illusionist for now because I have so few Illusionist cards too. Draconic Illusionist, even more. Okay, generic. Ooh, Elemental Wizard. Should just have like a miscellaneous pile. Wizard, Elemental Wizard. Polar Cap, is that a good card? Here, I can take this. Peace of Mind. I have a feeling Peace of Mind is not going to be very good in blue. There you go. Elemental Wizard. Let's just do Wizards. Draconic Illusionist. It's just Drakai. There's only one. There's only one. Miscellaneous. Ice Wizard. Draconic. Cracked Bauble. Look at that bauble. It's getting more cracked as time goes on. That's crazy. Draconic Illusionist, Draconic Elemental Wizard. There you go. It's truly miscellaneous pile. But I can finally get rid of this stupid wrapper. It's not stupid, it's beautiful, it's paper. But let's grab a drink and then let's get to it. Hi, doggy. Whoa. Can't hit that. Hit that arm. You get messed up. Happy Friday, everyone. Cheers. Or no one. Happy Friday to me. Okay. kind of OCD about this stuff. I don't know if anyone else is too, but let's put our rangers, our wizards, our mechanologists, and our rune blades all together in a beautiful box of the greatest set of all time. Welcome to Wraith. You heard me. I don't want to put the rune blades away too far because I want to build one of those too. Put our assassins in here too. Put our miscellaneous pile in here too. How we can even put our tokens in there. I don't think we'll really need them. Yeah, we might. We'll leave our tokens in. Just gotta clear our working area. Like I said, OCD. You'd probably do this easily online. The point is not to be perfectly efficient. The point is to have fun and use the cards that we have to build something sweet. So we can try. Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be good. We can jam our foils in here too. Why not? Better. So we got our tokens, we got our equipment. Let's start with our heroes. What do we want to build? I've left out our guardian cards. And our ninja cards. Oh, there he is. Bravo. Hey, doggy. Where are you going? Hi. So what do you want to start with? Let's do Bravo. I think he's like a simple man. So, As the professor says, reading the card explains the card. So, until the end of your turn, your attack action cards with cost 3 or greater gain dominate. Awesome. So, oh, dog's gotta go out. One sec. Honestly, have no idea if these cards are any good or which cards are good. But I know this card is good because I've seen it get played. It's an incredibly strong defense reaction for 2 block 7. So, but let's start with our attacks. Let's start with some attacks. Okay, so disable deals 4 or more to a hero. Put a card from their arsenal on the bottom of its deck for 5. Okay, so we're gonna look at some of these red cards and attacks specifically. Because I know Staunch Response is more of a defense mechanism, so. But anything that says crush, we want to see it. And we're looking at red cards because they are the most powerful. And there's my doggy. That's my dog going crazy. Oh. Okay. Woo, woo, woo. Choke Slam. Okay, Choke Slam. That's a new one. Crush the Weak. That's a new one. Emerging Dominance. Towering Titan. I want to see all of these cards. Choke Slam. Blessing of Serenity. You know, we're not only playing reds, obviously, but I just want to get an idea of what these cards will do. Next time, Guardian offhand defends this turn. I do not have any of the offhands, so I'm not going to even look at those. And Dynasty seems to be all about the offhands. So, sorry, Dynasty. Penny, stop! Good. Okay, we got our... So, I don't claim to be an expert on any of this stuff, but I know that this game is really focused on numbers and making sure your numbers are bigger than your opponent's. Good girl. Take it easy. Take it easy. There's more cards upstairs, but we're gonna stick with these ones for now. All right. So let's take a look. Cartilage Crush. If Cartilage Crush deals 4 or more damage, first attack during the next turn. Okay, so it's a bit of a disruption. 7 for 3, 9 for 5. This seems to be kind of the range. So, okay, let's see. Disable deals 4 or more to a hero. Put a card from their arsenal. Okay, another disruption. I think everything is really going to be a disruption type card. We'll look at our commons. I don't know if it's relevant that disable is a rare. But let's say we're just building a commoner deck for now. The take deals the first attack turn. Okay, that could be really good. And again, you'll notice these numbers kind of make sense. You're paying 1 for 1 additional thing. And the other piece is the effect. So we're talking 4. We're talking 8. 8 damage for 4 resources. Blessing of Serenity is not an attack. Guardian, okay, that's not an attack. Okay, Crush the Weak, same kind of deal. 7 attack for 3. Chokeslam, you guessed it. 8 attack for 4. So we're evaluating these cards based on their strength. Again, we're not really building a commoner deck. We're kind of building just a deck that anyone can use. Blitz decks. And then cards with cost are 3 or greater. So there's some cards like that. Oh, I guess this wasn't sorted. Dang nabbit. Some of them slipped through my tired eyes. There's a Guardian card. Pommel. We should just set these aside for now because they're gonna get used. Notice anything about this? 6 attack for 2. 7 attack for 3. You increase the resource by 1, you increase the attack power by 1. Unmovable for 7 seems pretty good. I think we want the blue unmovables, honestly. I could just easily look this up, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna use my brain. It's gonna hurt. 3 attack for 7. When you play one move, you have less. Okay, so this is a nice little possible upswing type card because you can go up to 8 attack for 3 resources. Guardian, are you realistically going to be below your opponent? Yeah, I guess you could plan for that. Let's try it. Let's just try it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we're just putting aside some of the cards that we think might be good. And anybody, feel free to trash me. You can, but It's not very fun to do. I'm just trying to have some fun. Slogism. Now, this is expensive as hell, but there might be a red version that might be worth it. Okay, yellow version, +5. It's not bad. We're getting there. Getting Woma. Fuck. Okay. That I think is worth. Is it worth trying? You need 2 blues to reasonably play this. But if you had a blue for this and you played Crush Confidence, you would be coming in for 13 damage. That's pretty hard to block out, I would say. So I'm gonna just put it aside. It's not perfect, but we're gonna put it aside just for fun. We got our unmovables here. We got our Slogism. Don't think any of this other stuff is particularly good for Bravo. Maybe Potion of Strength would be interesting. Doesn't block, which kind of sucks. Energy Potion's probably good too, but again, probably not necessary. No drones in here, but I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna be putting drones into all of their decks now, just for the next little bit until they realize it's probably not that good. But no, we're just building. We went through all of our bulk and put aside all of our hero cards and class specific cards. So kind of built a pile here for all of our guardians. So just kind of going through building a really high level Bravo deck. I never actually looked at and thought about building a Bravo deck. So yeah, I don't know. It's fun to examine all these cards that you've looked at 100 times with a very narrow scope of like, oh, I'm gonna be a big, strong man, and I'm gonna swing really hard, and I need lots of blues, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. So I never really done this. So I think it's a nice little Friday night, having a drink. Cheers. Thanks for watching, and you know, let's find some cool stuff. None of this is really high power cards. This is more, I'm planning to put some of these together, build something that's semi-cohesive, and then kind of give them out to people who are interested in playing the game. So nothing too crazy. There's no what's that? Crush. What's that crazy Crush card with him on the cover? Spinal Crush? They all have the same kinds of names, but Pummel, obviously. Red Pummel. Potion of Strength. Yeah, we'll just put it on. Let's see. We'll see how it goes. Sigils are just so Crippling Crush. Yeah, that's the one. Crippling Crush with him like without a shirt on. That's just, he's such a stud on that card, you know. So I was just kind of looking. I know that all these cards have, from just playing against Bravo and never actually playing Bravo, you don't really spend the time and think about what the cards actually do or why people include them in their deck. Like especially on, if you played like really just quickly at an Armory, or you played on Talishar or anything like that, like You just look at the card, you see that it's doing X number of damage, and you try and block it out. But I think it's kind of cool when you look at it, especially for new players. Like, a lot of this stuff goes in patterns. So, 7 attack, 3 resources. 8 attack, 4 resources. 9 attack, 5 resources. Like, it's really methodical the way they kind of structure a lot of this stuff. So there's nothing obviously broken. That's why Bloodrush Bellow is such a insanely strong card in Brute, because it just throws off the math so hard. But it's just like, I don't know. That's kind of how I've been seeing some of this stuff through a new lens. So you basically just want cards that will make your numbers be very big. So what do we got? We're just taking out interesting cards. Reinforce the line. Okay. So this is like for... This card's gotten really popular because of Azalea recently. Azalea basically stops you from blocking. Huh. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for watching. I'm glad I can be your Sherpa through the beginning of the journey. You don't need to do as I do. I honestly think that as I go through all these boxes and kind of like organize my cards, it's kind of stressful. You're honestly better off just if you have anybody that knows the game or has any cards, or you can build like a couple decent decks, like these kinds of things. They don't need to be perfect. I honestly recommend starting with that kind of thing rather than cracking a ton of boxes, unless you have the disposable income and that's what you want to do. But yeah, there's definitely a better way to go about it than what I've done. And if you want any of these, if you want to build a deck right now, we can build one together, and I can send it out to you. If there's any particular hero, we can do that another time too. The organization strategy. So alphabetical order is interesting. Oh, my quality's gone down a little bit there. Sorry. I don't know why it looks so bad. But organization strategy for me to date had been, I'd cracked some boxes. I'd bought some of those like white corrugate cardboard box organizers. And I just started storing them by set, because I wanted to know, this is where I can find this card, because a lot of the time I'm not actually handling my cards. I'm kind of on TCG Player looking at cards that I might want to buy, or on Felt Table just playing around with certain cards. But when I crack a box, I usually organize them by hero. So I'll do all my piles with, like for WTR, I'll do Warrior, Guardian, Ninja, Brute, Generic. Kind of have those piles all there, and then tokens. Just kind of get those all conceptually, because for me, when I think about it, if you're building a deck, there's only 2 piles you can pull from. There's your hero, and then there's the generic card pool. It gets a bit more complicated with some of the new heroes, where they're like Ice Elemental or Ice Wizard or Assassin / Ranger, but just keeping it simple. That's why I like the first set. It's just so simple, and you just take your hero cards and your generic cards that kind of go well with those. Oftentimes, I honestly think your hero cards are much better than the generics, and you'll notice that any of the generic cards are typically going to have 2 block value. And when I was first starting out, I was like, yeah, what's 1 block value? Is it that important? And then you'll find that there's games that you just lose by 1 health, and you realize, yeah, it is pretty important. So prioritizing that block value is kind of weird when you come from a different card game, or if when you first start, you're like, oh, I'm going to play this amazing brute card that swings for 7 for one resource, but has no block. And at first you're like, that's sick. But eventually you realize in a lot of hands, that's actually really bad. It's a very bad liability. But kind of have to die a couple times to have that happen, though. But yeah, how are you liking the game so far? Are you any classes that you're kind of gravitating towards or that you like? I know, man. You're speaking to the leader of Gamblers Anonymous here. I totally understand. The way I look at it too, though, is hey, everybody needs a vice. Everybody needs something. So as long as you're not, maxing out your credit card to buy packs, I think you're all right. Don't worry. Dromai is pretty sweet. I started playing after Uprising had already kind of come and gone, the hype. So I started playing after Dynasty came out. And basically, I never really got into the Dromai, like playing Dromai, but I've played against a lot of Dromais because it was the longest. It was like 6 months of drafts that were all outsiders drafts. So a lot of people just got really into playing Dromai. So Brute's pretty good if you play against a lot of Dromais because they just all their cards are 6 attack or more. So that's awesome. Sealed Outsiders is great too. Did you have any luck with the sealed events? I keep getting smoked. That's awesome. Me too. I was like, I'm just happy to be here. And I found a foil Majestic in my first pack. It wasn't for the class that I played, but I took it anyway. You just you need a win somehow. That's cool. Do you live anywhere where there's any kind of armories going on, or anywhere you can actually play, or just kind of casual sessions with your friends? Wow, that's awesome. You had sealed. Oh, it's old Magic cards. I know. How do you feel about that? Because I have a bunch of old Magic cards that I really want to get rid of, but I have just too much FOMO where I'm like, man, it's just like, it feels like trading in a part of your soul, but if you're not playing it, I need to tell myself to get rid of it. Really, eh? You just had like from when you played back in the day? Oh yeah, those are the ones, man. The dual lands. Those are the killers. That's what I'm struggling with. I have the dual lands. I've got one of those like volcanic islands, and it's just like insane how much they go for. But the greed in me is like, maybe they'll go up, but like they already went up. They're up. So not anywhere really crazy to go, I don't think. Crush Confidence. Okay. Can't play attacker with 3 or less base attack. Okay. Sorry, my stream is kind of cutting out here. Debilitate is, let's take a look. Debilitate deals 4 or more first attack during the next turn has, yeah, I mean, I had someone play this against me today, and it just really like, it's actually, I think it's kind of a sneaky good card because people don't see that effect as being very powerful. So they'll either take the, the damage, the crush damage, or they'll block it out. And either way, you kind of win, right? If they take the crush damage, you're dampening any kind of impact you can do for the next turn. But I think it depends on the type of hero you're playing against too, right? So with Blitz, you don't have a sideboard, so you just kind of have to pick your strongest cards and build a deck around that. But if you're playing Classic Constructed, like this card is way better against a Brute than it would be against a Ninja, because the first attack a Ninja does could be a Kodachi for 1, but a Brute generally is, you're either going to do like a Mandible Claw for 3, which in this case just makes it a 1. So, but they're paying good resources for that Mandible Claw. So I think it depends. Like sideboarding is still something that I'm trying to, best find a way to do as well. But it's really thinking about the matchups that you have. Like, where's that one that your attack can't gain? Yeah. So this card, as an example, attack action cards they control can't gain during their next action phase. This should be good against like a pump deck, like someone who's basically buffing their attacks. I was thinking Dorinthia, but that's actually not that good against Dorinthia because she doesn't use attack action cards. Yeah, that's exactly what you're thinking about. I don't think so, because Dorinthia's attack is her weapon. So her action cards buff her weapon. So that's actually, there's a card in Monarch called Nourishing Emptiness that is, it basically says if you have no attack action cards in your graveyard, then this card gets +1 intellect and dominate or something crazy like that. And that's like, it's in a lot of Dorinthia decks because she never has any attack action cards. So I think that this actually doesn't work very well. But there is another one that is stops your opponents from getting go again. I think that one's more expensive. I don't think that's one of these generic ones. But those kinds of things are basically like, if that connects, your whole game plan is kind of toast for that next turn. So you'll see people just full block that kind of thing. Yeah, Nourishing Emptiness, exactly, because she wouldn't be attacking with her own attacks. She'd basically be using her dragons to do her bidding. That's a good one. I feel like if you're gonna get a single card from Monarch, that's the one that is very useful because it fits in so many decks. You could probably even just throw it in like a wizard deck. But those kinds of things are cool when you're like, oh yeah, that does work here. That would be neat. So, I mean, if I had to pick cards that I would want right now, knowing nothing about how Bravo actually plays, I really like this one, Cartilage Crush, because any kind of energy disruption is generally pretty good. Or, mana energy, however you want to call it, resource. So if this hits 7, the cool thing about all these cards too is that they're just so awkward. So 7 is a huge break point, 4 is a big break point, even 1 is a big break point in this game, where usually you play a 3 attack and your opponent can block it with a 3 block. As long as you're playing class specific cards, they usually trade out each other. But in like cards like this that do 7, you got to give 2 cards and a piece of equipment or some other resource. Like you need to find that extra 1 block, and it's really awkward. So this crush is thankfully not on hit, but it's a form of on hit where it has to do a certain amount of damage. So yeah, that stuff's always really interesting to think about, like the breakpoints, and that's why I emphasize the block value again. You're gonna need a lot of block. Sometimes when I first started playing, everyone was like, yeah, this card's bad because it's 2 block. I'm like, ha ha ha, that's funny. You guys don't mean that. And then I realized that they weren't joking. So you have to be really, really good of a card to justify no block. Like I think Art of War has no block, and that's one of the best cards in the game. And it lets you do so much else that it's worth it. But yeah. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. So the card is here. Yeah. Yeah, so if you were, did you start with a commoner deck? Is that kind of the format you started playing with? Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to build here. I wasn't even really excluding rares, but I think just for the sake of, keeping it common or legal, I would just kind of keep the rares out of it because you're not really allowed to use the rares. So I was just kind of picking the cards that I think would be the strongest. And also, I've never actually built out commoner deck. This will be the first time I've done it. And there's so many random formats and things like that I'm kind of still wrapping my head around all that stuff too. But I think commoner is basically just like classic constructed, but with just common cards and 2 rare pieces of equipment. I'm pretty sure. I should probably just double check that before I build something wrong, but yeah. Exactly. Bravo has, actually the cool thing about this game, it's not even that Bravo has good common cards. It's that every card in this game is viable. Common cards are kind of like the lifeblood of the game. So you can build a really strong commoner deck, and that's nothing to laugh at. I think that's really, really kind of like a mindset change playing this game versus playing like, I don't know, Hearthstone back in the day. Yeah, you're right. Heart and Crossstrap is boss as hell. This is also pretty good, but probably not in Bravo. This is more like a dash. Okay, what else does Bravo want? Yeah, Goliath Gauntlet. That's a Bravo card for sure. Snapdragon. No. So like Snapdragon, really, really good card, but not good for Bravo. I've been playing Brute just because I happen to have most of the cards for Brute. Like I pulled so many of them when I was opening boxes. And then I was surprised, it's not what I kind of thought it would be. It's way more fun, and it's way more kind of like, it's like risk analysis and risk mitigation. That's the best way to describe Brute. Like, you are going to discard many cards. You have to make sure you discard the right cards to get the right outcomes. You also roll a lot of die, but this hero power is so insanely good that it's just really, really fun when it works out. Like, you rip cards out of your opponent's hands, and sometimes you rip the right cards out of their hands when they think they're going to be able to block you out. But you take their 2 cards that have any block value, and you leave them with, you know, no block. Feels good. It's actually not, I would say, it's a great hero to pick up, because you can pick up and actually play a game with Brute and you'll get through the game. But I do think that it's more complex than I thought initially. Like, I kind of thought it would be, you know, big, strong, green dude, looks like the Grinch, just swinging big attacks. But it is that, but it's a little bit more complex to actually get good at playing with it. So, but it's a lot of fun. I've been having a blast playing Brute. And no one really expects, I guess, like, if people play a lot, they know kind of the play patterns, but I played last Tuesday, and a friend of mine, I think I did like 25 damage in the first turn. He's like, "What the fuck? Let me see that card." So it's definitely like, it's a combo deck almost. There's this Blood Rush Bellow card that's insanely powerful, and you know, you kind of think you'll just use it and, you know, get a little bit of damage, but as you kind of use it more and you play the game a bit more, you can almost build like a crazy 20 point combo as you get more and more comfortable with how those play patterns go too. So it's pretty sweet. I actually did that. I have a screenshot that I'll show someday on YouTube, but basically it was online playing on Talishar, and I got the most insane draw with Brute, and I did 25 damage on my first turn, and then it was against a Ranger Lexi, and they just conceded immediately, because, like, how do you come back from that? But that's kind of the high rolling and the low rolling of Brute. You can kind of go both ways. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. If you are like interested in playing a bit more and just like learning how all the phases and turn structure works, like, I'm still not super familiar with all that stuff either. But Talishar is really good. It's really good. Yeah. No, that was CC. That game that I was playing was CC. I like CC. I haven't really played a lot of Blitz. That's why I'm not super familiar with like the structure as much. But I know it's just no sideboard, 40 card deck, I think. Yeah. How about you? You've been playing a lot of CC, or you've been playing mostly Blitz or Commoner even? Let me just look up the rules for Commoner. Commoner is 1 young hero, 11 equipments, and 40 cards. Okay. Okay. Sweet, sweet. Oh, nice. You've just been playing turn 7. Turn 2, 7 wide attack with Katsu against the prison. Oh, nice. That's the best. The game honestly feels like it's like anti-capitalism sometimes, where you can just pull the craziest turns and you're just playing common cards. It's dope. Are you gonna build out a Katsu deck, you think? Or are you gonna do Bravo? Any, like, from all the boxes you've ripped, what, any big pulls that you are excited about? Oh, snap. Cold foil flick knives. That's dope. That is awesome, my friend. Well, Arcane, great set. WTR, my personal favorite. I hope you pull that that tunic. WTR is a really fun set. I think it's my favorite. It's my favorite set from this game. It's obviously like the first set, and if you played Magic, you know the feeling, the vibe that it gives off. It's very. I know that was. I honestly think that was planted. That tunic was planted for me to just slip into an addiction very quickly, because obviously I would not have been. The road wouldn't have been so slippery if I didn't get that pull in my first box, but it's all right. These things happen. Okay. So these actually can't work. Can't do rares. So we got Debilitate, Buckling Blow, Choke Slam, Crush Confidence. So these are our like actual power hitter cards. How many we got? 4, 12, okay. And then I think we can add in the oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, is that Patrick? I think it's Patrick, right? He told me he got the cold foil the headpiece. That's crazy. That thing's gonna be in demand because Lexi has been doing so well recently. So that's awesome for your buddy. Travis. Oh yeah, Travis. Is it Travis? Oh, it's Patrick. My bad. I'm trash with names. Yeah, Travis. My bad. Travis Hanning. It's because I have a friend whose name is Patrick and his last name looks just like Travis's, and I was like, oh, it reminds me of my buddy Patty. No, you're right. I'm just dumb. That's awesome. No, you guys thanks for watching my vids. I appreciate that. And hopefully you have better luck than I do even. Do I only have one red pummel in here? That sucks. I probably only have the one red pummel in this pile. Pummel's too good. I would have taken it out already. Patty, you gotta step up, bro. Your friends need you. You need a third. I don't know if you've seen any of the other channels on YouTube, but there's a really, really good one called 3 Floating, and they are absolutely hilarious. They don't have so many videos, so every time they put something out, I'm like salivating to watch their videos, but definitely check out 3 Floating because they have just like funny fab content. They have some really good like well-filmed games too. So if you want to actually get an idea, they explain some of the games too. Hoping to do some gameplay kind of vids soon too, but they're on another level with the production value, so. Yeah, no more red pommels it looks like. And we got our rares now. Can't touch those. That's hilarious. I love how like you're basically me like 2 months ago. It's fun to see. You're like binging the content, ripping boxes. It's awesome. It's a pretty good game though, honestly. There's worse things to be obsessed with. And I had a realization recently where it's like the better you get and the more confident you get playing it and understanding some of the nuances, the better it gets. Like it just gets so much more fun since I've actually understood. It gets more alienating for anybody else who's just listening because it's definitely like not a beginner friendly kind of game, and that's okay. Like I've come to terms with that, but it is really, really funny when my partner's like sitting and listening in on some of like the podcasts or like YouTube videos that I'm watching, and she's just like, "What the hell are you watching?" I'm like, "You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand." But it really, at first when I started binging some like, there's another good one called Savage News Network, and he does all Reinar related content. At first I was like, who's gonna watch a 2-hour video about whether Mandible Claw is better than the Romping Club? Like, who on earth is gonna watch this? And then now I'm like, oh yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Give me 3 hours. I gotta know. Give me all the matchups. And it's just like crazy how that happens so fast. Yeah. That's good. We'll get your wife and my partner to play a game of Commoner. We'll see. We'll see who comes out on top. Probably your wife. I'm calling it right now. Okay. So, the other important consideration for any deck is these are all expensive ass cards. How do I fund all this madness? Yeah, I watched a lot of the Baltimore tourney. I was really glad I had that day. I had most of that day off. I think it was on the weekend, so I just had nothing to do that weekend, and I watched like so many games. It was so fun. The main thing that I realized is that if there is no turn timer in this game, the games will go on forever. Oh no, it's all good. Top Hat, what's going on, man? Welcome. Build's coming along. This is my first time ever building any Bravo or really any Commoner deck too, so I'm just taking it slow, chatting with Chris here. Chris is obsessed with the game. Chris, you got a legend here on the chat room here in Top Hat. He knows all the decks. He knows all the metas. The man's been through it all. He's got all the cold foils. But yeah, we're building out some Commoner, and I was inspired by Calvin's like cube. It's not a commoner cube, it's a blitz cube, but same concept. And I just want to have that kind of at least preliminary, like, understanding all the heroes at a very high level because I've built a deck for each of them. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to just be like, yeah, I think I know how Bravo works, but I haven't actually read a lot of these cards all the way through. So it's cool to do that little exercise. But I know that's a good card. Maybe in yellow, though? Maybe we want... Do we want the red? Red seems expensive. Probably want... I don't think I have the yellow. Oh, I can't even play this. Damn. It's rare. Dang. But yeah, Chris, I watched the Oldhim game. It was like Oldhim versus, I think it was Lexi. I can't remember now. Literally, the one thing I can remember at this point was that it was an hour and 50 minutes long, and that wasn't the one I watched like very attentively. But man, when they go, and they just let them cook in the top 8. They don't have any timers, and it was wild. Oh man, had a drink on an empty stomach, and now I'm like, what do these cards do? Can't even destroy your next guardian attack. You play this. Holy shit, that card's crazy. Would you ever play this? +9? Okay, emerging dominance. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I think that I want that in blue. Yeah, you honestly don't watch that game in full. You will fall asleep. It was so long. You don't see the auras played, eh? What do they play like for fuel? Like, do they play just like the same attacks but in blue? Like, should I just throw 2 of these cartilage crushes in? Because some of these auras gotta be good, or at least they gotta be worth trying. +2, that's terrible. That's definitely not gonna be a good one. Stonewall. Okay. Yeah, so basically for gas, you just use like the blue 3 costs, right? Because you can play a 2-card hand with these. Yeah. Yeah. Go again. No gambler's gloves in Guardian, that's for sure. Okay, that's what we'll do then. Let's see if we got any of those, the good blue attacks here. Been through this deck 1,000 times. Crush the Weak 3. Okay, that's a good one. Choke Slam. It's a little expensive. We don't have tunics in this format, obviously. Crush the Weak. Okay, we'll do 2 Crush the Weaks. Cartilage Crush is definitely a good one here. Crush Confidence is a good one. The Rhinar gang is rising up, man. I'm telling you. I think I might have converted Chris a little bit too when I told him you can do 25 damage on your second turn. He liked that one. What am I looking for? Yeah, there you go. And Chris, if you're looking for a good game to watch from the top 8 last week, there was a game. His name was like Thomas Duhamel, or I think his name was Thomas something Duhamel, but it was a Lexi Mirror, and it was the most exciting game I've watched of Flesh and Blood. It was awesome. Definitely give it a watch. That was a really good game. See if I can find the link actually and just post it here. But, so we got some Pumels, we got some unmovables, got the yellow unmovable. Okay, what's our count at here? Yeah, that was a good one. I was literally like on the edge of my seat that whole game. Because it was also, before that point, I had never thought that like if you go really down, you go low in life, like you just can't really get caught up. Like it's not that kind of game, but you absolutely can. And it was sick to watch somebody like climb out. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was a pleasure. And we'll see how this deck plays out. Probably maybe I'll just rip a couple games online. But yeah, thanks for the love, and we'll see you around the channel, man. Have a good night. Tell Travis I say thanks too. Nice. What are you building in D&D, my man? Is it like character stuff, or are you building like a campaign? Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Does it have kind of like a theme? Is it like medieval or steampunk, or just its own thing? Oh, damn. That's cool. You're like, I'm just going on vacation. I'm just gonna have a nice psych. Now you're in Skyrim. Damn. That sounds kind of eerily like the world. Not to that extreme, but yeah, that's wild. So do you play in, are you focused in one particular region? You play in the whole continent and you get to kind of explore that? That sounds dope though. That sounds good. That sounds good. The first region sounds like home to me. That sounds like war over resources. I understand that. That's just the earth. Yeah. How would they even get there, right? Do they have an airship a la Final Fantasy style? Or do they ride magical chickens a la Final Fantasy style? Or do they take a plane? Yeah. Yeah, if they go out of order, it's kind of like you have ventured into the late game dungeon and you are under leveled, my friends. Do you stay? You should probably go, but if you do stay, there may be some sweet loot for you. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that would be sick. You could actually like befriend. If you want to get around, you gotta befriend a dragon. That's so sick. Or release, like not even befriend, they're just like, I was in captivity and you released me. I work for you now. Alright. How trash is this deck is the real question. Got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 33. That's crazy. We totally would. People totally would do that shit. Just let the dragon live, man. That's kids. It's like an unexpected surprise, but a pleasant one to be sure. I'm trying to decide which yellows would be worth putting in here. This actually kind of seems not bad. Next action phase, destroy it, because it does have go again, right? So you can kind of play it. Doesn't ruin your whole turn. You could probably play it and still swing with Anathos. If you pitch 2 blue too, then it actually would not be bad. But only in, I guess in red, you'd probably want it. Just like, is it better than just having more attacks? I don't know. Could try it. Because it's pretty good for your crush turns. Like, it pretty much... I feel like you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself a good crush with that emerging power. Yeah, I'll try it. Try it in red. And then we'll get some more... What more blues do we want? Anything generic that I've missed here? Oh, these aren't even generics. I just put these in the wrong pile. Crush the Weak's probably not bad. This is probably, Chokeslam's a little too expensive. I need a 3 attack, 3 cost. Do I have any yellow? Buckling Blow. This might not be bad either. Buckling Blow in yellow, 7. I'll try it. Cartilage Crush in yellow. Got one more of these. Yeah. Yeah. Cartilage Crush, baby. Okay. Where are we at? We were at 33 before, right? We just added 5. So we're still gonna need 2 more. Maybe a blue emerging power. It's not good, but it might not be bad. You just probably never want to play it. Yeah. But it could work. It could keep things going. So, okay, let's do a count here. 4, 10, 14, 18, 22, 28, 32, 34, 36, 40, 41. Okay. I mean, red pommel's just so good, but I gotta keep that. I gotta keep the consistency and symmetry of this deck. Okay. This is our makeshift Commoner Bravo. Let's see. How did we do? Let's try a hand. Okay, sweet. 40 cards. My biggest downfall, a shuffling ability. It's trash. They're gonna know I'm a fraud. Hi, doggy. What you doing over there? Just chilling? All right. Let's give it a go. Hello, doggy. Are you waking up to check out the Bravo deck? Sounds like it. All right, and come on up. Got Anathos. Hi. Good dog. Okay. Okay. Seems not bad. So I would is it better to put the emerging power? Yeah, no, I want to pitch these. So I would pitch that for buckling blow for 8. Coming in for 8. If it attacks, I can take some of their equipment, and then I'm going to crush confidence here into the arsenal. Okay. It's an eerily similar hand here, but I'll probably have to block, obviously. So I would give them 6 block here, no problem. One sec, be right back. Good girl, be back. So we blocked with those 2. They did 6 damage. We'll take it. What else? What are we gonna do here? Crush confidence. That gets pitched. Discarded. Draw 4. This is the drawback to Commoner. There's just no stupidly powerful cards. Got any big ones? So we'll block 3. Yep. Block 3, and I'm playing against a Dory, so I'm gonna pitch 4. Come in with a debilitate for 8. 8 whole damage. Okay, so we drew our first unmovable. We want to get this out of our arsenal so we can actually use it. But we have just so many better cards we could be playing. You might as well play what are we doing? Okay, here we go. Pommel, baby. We definitely need those red pommels back in here. See, this is awkward. Oh, it's not so awkward anymore. So we can crack cross straps. We get 2 floating. And then we pitch the Wounded Bull. And we play Cartilage Crush. So we've got 5 resources. And we pummel. So we're definitely gonna hit. We're definitely gonna hit this motherfucker. Because we're coming in for 9. I mean, we're not definitely gonna hit, but we're quite likely gonna hit. That's awesome. And then, you know, we drop here. Let's say Unmovable is an interesting card because it costs 3 to block for 6, but you can just block 6 with 2 cards. This costs 2 cards also. It's only good when you put it in Arsenal, I guess. So, I mean, in this case, with this hand, if I need to block 6, let's say I need to block 9. Can I? No, I can't. I can only block. I can get close. Okay. So that's not bad. So let's play Crush Confidence. We'll pitch Unmovable, and then we'll actually arsenal something good. Five card hand. Crush the Weak. Not bad, not a bad hand. This is the good thing about having an arsenal. You're like, I don't have any more resources. JK bitch, coming in for 9. Wow. Not too shabby. Right, Puggle? Not too shabby. All right. Deck's decent. Deck's playable for sure. It's not perfect, but it's your standard Bravo commoner. Common and nonsense. The red unmovables are really good, but it's too rich for my blood. Boom. Bravo, done. I think we're gonna run out of time because I know wifey's coming home soon. But let's give it a try. That was really fun. We got our Bravo deck. It is done. It is built. So let's give this a try. Why not? Want to evaluate these red cards? Flying kick. Mist Blossom. Do I have that in here? No. I think I just missed one. In red. Oh. No, it's yellow. Why are we building Katsu? We should be building Ira. That is way better. Did we put these in? Did we put the slowgasms? Slowgasm. We did not. Do we want to? I think we wanted to try them. Pretty powerful. +6 versus +3. What are we taking out though? The blue. Oh, the yellow buckling blows. That'll do. That handsome stud. Breaking scales, hardened cross strap. This is better than hardened cross strap here. Yeah, I think we probably want Ira. Ira looks way better than Katsu, just in general. But maybe we should try Katsu.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm home.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh. I'm home.